Hi, I'm Rick Levine, the astrologer at Tarot.com, here today to talk with you about the moon in Scorpio. Now, the moon is the thing up there that's closer to Earth than anything else. The moon indicates where we feel at home. We feel at home in our bodies. We feel at home with our feelings. And the moon is our emotions. It's our feelings. It's how we respond to things out there. The moon is our gut reaction. The moon in Scorpio is an interesting place because the ancients said it was a difficult place. The moon is our feelings and our emotions, and Scorpio is about intensity. You have the moon in Scorpio in your natal or birth chart. Often these are people who, when they express themselves just naturally all the time, people seem to go away. Why? Because the feelings are so powerful, so profound, so intense that people who don't have the moon in Scorpio might just be overwhelmed by it. For those of us who are born with the moon in Scorpio, we often learn to bury our feelings, to hold them in, to not express everything, not to bring everything up to the surface. But when we do, it often is a bit of a song and a dance. It's a problem. It creates reactions in others. It's the sign of transformation. So a deep, dark, negative thought kind of going into the cyclotron, it can metamorphosize into something else. Like the caterpillar can be transformed into the butterfly and come out, I'm okay. So it's a very powerful position. The moon always moves. It goes around the sun once every month, once every month. And as such, the moon spends about 2.5 days in the sign of Scorpio every month. And so in a way, no matter what signs we have in our own chart, no matter where our own moons are, we all become honorary Scorpios for a couple of days a month. We feel more like a Scorpio, which means that while the moon is in Scorpio, we may react sharper with that sting-barbed, poisonous tail. We may feel things more passionately. We may go to more extremes than we might otherwise in our life. When the sun is in the sign of Scorpio in the middle of autumn, and the moon comes around and lines up with the sun, every year, once a year, there's a new moon in Scorpio. Now, the new moon is a time of planting seeds. It's a time of beginnings. And so even though Scorpio, in a way, is a time of endings, because it's the end of life as we know it, it's death and regeneration, in a way, the Scorpio new moon is the beginning of the invisible, hidden, magical part of the zodiac, part of the cycle. Scorpio new moons are often related to the magic of that which happens in the dark, beneath the surface, out of sight. Mid-spring, when the sun is moving through Taurus and we get a full moon, the full moon opposite the sun in Taurus is going to be a full moon in Scorpio. Here we have the flourishing of one's feelings. It's quite fertile with the sense of taking the intensity and making something of it. The full moon in Scorpio, while the sun is in Taurus, is sometimes called the Buddha full moon because Buddha was born and died under the Scorpio full moon. It's a very powerful full moon because it has to do with the full flowering of our emotions and in all of its intensity, and yet the transformation occurs out in the open where it can be seen. Scorpio is about transformation. What is now is being transformed into something that will take time to manifest. For Tarot.com, I'm Rick Levine.